All right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is Thursday, March 28th, 2024. And welcome. Tonight, we're going to talk about all mainstream media and their associates are fake news. And we'll slip the UFO world into that problem as well. A little truthology for ufology. Never heard anything like fake news. It can only help. And that's what we do here at the old GUFON. So I hope you're getting ready for Easter as the bunny lays those chocolatey eggs out in the middle of the world for you to find and eat. God, I love Easter. Oh yeah. Then you got that guy. What's his name? Jesus makes an appearance. I don't know what, midnight or something on Friday. Oh, it's Good Friday tomorrow. It's a good day tomorrow. All Fridays are good. Come on, background. Load up. Load up. Load up. So tonight will be heavily shadow banned because YouTube hates, they do hate this, but they do not like what's going to pop up behind me. If you saw the thumbnail, it is all the news outlets deemed fake news. They don't like that here on the old YouTubes because they're part of the problem. Oh, that had to hurt a little bit. Hurt them a little bit. I found out yesterday because I'm like, well, why would they shadow ban us? I mean, what's the point of it? Really? I don't get it. I see these other channels, more ethnic channels, where they're saying the N word and they're talking about how they hit their girls and how they treat white women and how they treat their mothers and how they da 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 da. And people are loving it, eating it up. Just hand over fist. For what? I can't even say the word dead. You got to say unalived. And these people using the N word like it's part of their vernacular. Oh, it is. Not that I want to say that. It's just the point I'm making is, what do they give a crap about ufology for? What do they care what I say? What do they care what poor Amy says? She's out there busting her hump, trying to make connections and reach as many people as she can, and YouTube shadow bans her more. It's unfair. No, it really is. It's rules for thee and not for me type of stuff, and it's terrible. Terrible. What's that? Let's do a little roll call. I don't think your name's going to show up on the screen because I'm in the middle of loading the background, but I will call your name if you're here and are happy to be here. Who's this? A member for 24 months. I clicked on you, Samantha Morris, the cat. 24-month member. Oh, have a safe and happy Easter, Richie. You know what? I want to post these. These are nice. Yeah, let's get rid of the background. Who cares about the background? Where are you? There you are. There we go. Wow, that's as long as you can be a member at GoofOn. That's great. Samantha Morris, the cat. Thank you for being you. Have a safe and happy Easter, Richie and Goofonian family. That's a super dono for the holiday. Thank you very much, Samantha. A continuing and ongoing supporter. And if you folks, kind folks, want to help support Truthology for Ufology like nobody's business, all the links are in the show description. We do the super chat. We do the super sticker. We do the PayPal, the Cash App. You can even become a member and support that way. All the links are in the show description. Hey, Moonlick, throwing it down again. That's $5 and this week. $5.55. He says, after midnight, Rich and Jesus are gonna eat strawberries and cream. See, and you know what's weird about that? I thought I said not to say anything. It's not strawberries and cream. It's strawberries and honey. We switched it at the last minute. Oh, okay, I'm corrected. Strawberry cream and honey. Honey. Thank you, Moonlick. Throwing down a $5.55 at the beginning of the show. At the beginning, I said. At the. Da-da-doo. So thank you. Hey, I can't believe it's Easter weekend. Holy schmoly. It's really weird. Welcome to the show, by the way, Samantha and Moonlight. David Wilcox, not Wilcock. Welcome to the show. Parham, welcome to the show. Beats and Tapes, welcome to the show. Hey, Joey, you'll get the link when the channel goes live. Hey, Gush, FGraph72, how are you? What's up? Welcome to the show. Zach, Diecast, Montu, welcome to the show. Instagram put a setting that blocks what they consider to be political and socio-political. You have to jump through hoops to turn it off, and if you do, you will be blocked. Yeah. They're turning up the juice now because don't you dare talk about Biden like that. Screw off. Welcome to the show, Jeanette, the angel of Goofon. Welcome to the show. Stardust. How you doing, Stardust? Welcome to the show. There he is. A foghorn langhorn. Welcome to the show. Paula Faust. Welcome to the show. Marcel Goofonian Metalhead. Welcome to the show. Hey, stars and night vision that makes you see double. Don't you believe that there won't be any trouble? If you look far, this DJ, number 808, welcome to the show, sees the true few, welcome to the show. And what do they do? Bom, 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 bom. Sky Allen! Dun, 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 dun. Brookers! Dun, dun. Hey, welcome to the show. Rich Leadfoot, welcome to the show. If I didn't say your name, it doesn't mean I don't love you. It means we got a lot of show to do tonight. So don't be sad. Don't you cry right now. Everything's gonna be fine. Give me 8 or 9 seconds. It was closer to 10. Sorry, I had to. I had to. Sorry, I had a power outage here. So, as every show is the same but different here, I do have to bring it up right now. And I don't like doing this. I don't like being that guy. But I have to be. Why? Truthology for ufology. That's why.
The defense, ironically enough, to finish the very mission they gave me in the first place. I didn't ask for it. I'm not a UFO guy. I'm not a ufologist. I never have been. I never will be. I'm a counterterrorism and counterespionage guy. I do counterintelligence, counterinsurgencies. That's what I do. And it just so happens that in 2008, I was asked to apply those same skill sets into the UFO community.
Starting out slow tonight. We're going to rev this puppy up. We're going to get to 16,000 miles an hour. We're going to land on the moon. We're going to refuel. And then we're going to take off again. And then we're going to loop around. then we're going to come back around. We're going to go around the sun. And next thing you know, we're in interstellar space. Remember when I used to do the interstellar space stories? It's midnight tonight somewhere. And we hear a lot of stories, a lot around the universe. Stories of humans in intergalactic space on a starship called Battlestar Galactica. Sorry, my bad. The Starship Enterprise. No, sorry, that's not it either. It doesn't matter. You know, it is weird because I've been watching the news as long as it's been on TV. Serious. And I remember, and I know some of you are a little older than me by 10 years or so. Remember when TV was in black and white and color just became a thing? And before every TV show that would start, or maybe even a newscast, it would say, tonight's movie is brought to you in living color, as opposed to the dead black and white. True. Black and white, no life. It's dead. In living color? Oh, man. Well, to me, that was like alien technology. Remember Pong? Pong? Remember the squares? The rectangles? I was there in the beginning, too. And where are we now? It's almost discernible to tell what's reality and what's on a video game. It's getting there. It's getting there. I'm not telling you anything new. As a matter of fact, it's old news. But it's real. And there was a time when the news, and I don't know because I didn't focus on it like I do now, but it seemed like there was a lot of credibility in the news stories back in the day. But what has happened is social media, the internet's really what happened to change the entire world as we know it. There's so many people out there with egos that when they get behind a keyboard, they get brave. And they do a lot of things, a lot of controversial things, but then it triggers these other people who their whole life were ignored. Now they have a voice. It's called the internet. It's called the. It's 4:20 somewhere right now. It's called the internet. And the internet brought everybody together that you can imagine. Everything from good people to bad people, tall people to short people, fat people to skinny people, regular people to non-regular people, gay, hetero, les, hetero. I guess that's the same thing. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. If you have the internet, somebody's going to be listening. And the news started making websites when the internet came out. Hey, don't forget, go to foxnews.com on Channel 10 right here in Phoenix. Don't forget KPNX, channel12news.com, Phoenix, Arizona. That's what I grew up with. I grew up with the baddest sheriff in the country, Joe Arpaio. Remember that guy? Narcissistic pig. Corrupt as the day is long. We get to know people whenever they post stuff up on the internet. Sometimes things make it to mainstream news that are from the internet. UFO stories, for instance. But we've gotten to an age now where the public is scared of seeing you film anything. Remember in the old days, you could walk around with a camcorder and people try to jump in front of it. Hey, mom, right? Nowadays, why are you filming me? Why are you recording me? What are you doing? You don't have the right to do that. Because mainstream media intertwined with social media had no choice. That's where it was going. we it's painful to watch. we've intertwined. We had no choice. Everything just came together. And what has happened over the last 20 years? Internet's been around since what, 93, 4, 5, somewhere in there, 97, 90, so around there. Been around 35 years. But what's happened is we're all getting immune to the name calling, to the N word, to the C word, to the L word for love. Love you, man. Epic. Epic used to be a word you never used, but everything's epic now. Now, everybody's tired of saying epic. What's next? Right? We get tired and bored and move on. One thing that had to stay up with the times is the news, because it's changing so rapidly, and so many people across so many places in the world, there's always something going on that you can report on, right? Whether it be at home or somewhere else. So, I'm so sorry. You know what this reminds me of? When Heisenberg had cancer and he kept coughing all the time. That's what it reminds me of. And he used to do this thing where, and I catch myself going, coughing like, and it wasn't from the smoke at all. It's from this cold that I had. I still have it a little bit from allergies. If you were all here Friday, you saw it actually happen live on the show. I went from feeling okay, sneeze attack, to feeling sick 30 minutes later. Anyway, so God. So the internet, I'm telling you, I'm gonna punch the vocal esophagus right out of me. Drinking doesn't help. Although I want it anyway. This is I was gonna play a video, but I can't find one quick enough. All right. Anyway, so oh my God. I mean, might as well just do this all night.
attitudes of the witnesses. Both the objects and their occupants appear to be able to adopt a multitude of forms, and the contactees are usually given information that conforms to their own beliefs. So, do you think it is reflective? What do you think?
Yeah, I remember years ago, and I might have said this when we were talking on the last one. There was a guy that was a parapsychologist at UCLA, and I think it was UCLA, and he was a professor there or something, and he was studying poltergeist events. And what he found out was, like, if you're sitting at your house and a book kind of moves across the shelf and you kind of scares you, but you're like, wow, that's weird. There's a ghost in here. That's all you'll see. But if you're the same person and that book moves across the shelf and it really scares you, like you scream and it just started, like you jump, that book will then fly off the shelf and possibly hit you in the head. The more fear you have from an event, the more the poltergeist activity will amplify itself. So then you'll start getting hit.
That's kind of true in a way. I had a very interesting experience. I think I was 22, and I was recording Iron Maiden Power Slave, and I was recording it for the car off the picture disc that I had. It's recording. It's playing 33 1/3. And it goes like this. Tell me why I had to be a power slave. Right? And then all of a sudden I hear, Richie! What? Tell me why I did it. You didn't pick up. I go, I did pick up all the... No, you didn't. I said, I picked it up. Tell me why. And then the record sped up as I got mad at my father telling me I didn't do something I did, which was a daily event. So that's why I got mad. Like, I already did it. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. No, you didn't. I already did it. And it sped up to, like, what was the other speed above it? 78. So I'm walking down the hallway, very long hallway, 2 smoke detectors. The first one, I walk by it. He's still yelling at me. I go, I'm coming. Smoke detector went off. He says, don't touch it. I go, I didn't touch it. Then why'd it go off? I go, I don't know. I think I'm going to walk by and start pressing buttons. So he walks out of the garage and I'm going to follow him. So as I'm nearing the next smoke detector, my father opens the door and he goes, are you coming? I go, I'm right here. Smoke detector. I go, see? I didn't touch it. Oh, there must be a short or something. Yeah, it's called me. And I'm coming for you. And then I burned my father. No, I didn't. But that is true story. Very strange. Those were killing me. I can't believe I'm still going to cough. I can feel it coming. It's still doing it. But, my God. That's one of the worst cough attacks I've ever had. I never get cough attacks. All right. So as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted. So with the addition of the internet, mainstream media, the news, websites, they had to double up. They had to get people now working for the internet. They had to get people that can go on the street and get stories on the fly. Everything's like this since the internet, right? One thing people noticed was that, they're not listening or watching CNN as much, MSNBC. Why? I don't know. Something's going on. Did you see what happened? CNN had to retract this, and MSNBC had to retract this, and it's apparent that they're having opinions now on the news. People started having opinions. Not supposed to have opinions. Supposed to do, what do they call it? Unbiased journalism? I forget the term. But everything started to turn into who can get. It was like the 50s all over. Remember when Superman showed up? Everybody wanted to catch Spider-Man. It was Spider-Man. Or was it Superman? But everybody wanted to get the best story. And now with the internet and social media, views, clicks means more money for the company because of advertising. There's only so much stuff happening in the world. People started making stuff up, embellishing stories and making them more exciting than what they really are. Who's going to check something out all the way in Karuba? The internet, people can go there virtually and find stuff out. Oh my God, they lied. I can't believe it. There was no shooting in Karuba. 15 people did not get eaten by the town alligator. They made it up. And you ate it up. So, in this world we live in now, honestly, you saw it coming. Everybody saw fake news. It was building over the years. Everybody could see it. If you didn't see it, good for you. Good for you. I hated that I watched it. Because when I don't watch the news, sometimes I'll take a week off, 2 weeks off from literally watching anything on the news. Gotta tell you, your mind gets a little bit of rest. A lot. You don't start, like the first day was tough. That was it. But after that, I was like, yeah, I didn't even stress out at all. I didn't think about the world coming to an end. I didn't think about global warming. I didn't think about violence and the border. I didn't think about a lot of things. But one thing that's always going to happen, and this is the saddest thing of all. This may be the only topic that mainstream media has always lied about. Except for one day, January 6th. I believe it was the year 2005, when not Peter Davenport. It was it was UFOs, and it was a 2-hour special. It was the same night that I was on a radio show, Jeff Rentz. I think it was January 6th. Well, nonetheless. It was January 6th. And it was a 2-day, 4-hour event with Peter, forget his name. But it was good. Anyway, I haven't seen a lot of good UFO truth documentaries in a very long time. I used to like the Phoenix Lights. I Know What I Saw, James Fox documentary. I Know What I Saw. It's very well done. Still a great movie. But James Fox has totally changed. Totally different. You can see it in his movies. He's not really mainstream media, though. I guess he's our mainstream media guy when it comes to making documentaries that are supposed to be factual, investigative research, and researchism. I don't know if he's a journalist. Not a journalist. Jeremy Corbell's more of a journalist than that guy. James Fox. Who takes 6 years to make a documentary? 6 years. I think it was that movie Phenomenon that did very well, by the way. By the way, that movie wasn't great. It was good. I think I fell asleep halfway through it. I like James Fox's movies. Now I'm not a big fan of his. I see this super chat from the UFO man. It's a super sticker, $2. What do you say there, Chief? Thank you. Again, a continuing supporter of GoFund. Thank you. I got to blow my nose now. I appreciate that, the UFO man. I thought I brought the tissues in here. Thank you very much for supporting Truthology for Ufology. The UFO band, everybody. Thank you very much. Well, if I do breathe normally, then I'm going to swallow what's in my nostrils, and there's a lot in there. Hey, Catherine Jones is here. How you doing? Brian L's here, everybody. I can't do it. All right. Yeah, just because I was coughing, my voice is like, that was just awful. Hold on. Guys, what are you guys doing this Easter weekend? You're gonna hang out with your folks and the family? I bet if you guys have kids, you're gonna. I love that about the Easter, painting the eggs. Love doing the eggs. Used to dip them in that thing and hold it with that little metal circular thing. You'll put the egg in it and you just hold it. And then you flip it and you want to make, I was good at putting multiple colors on there seamlessly. It was good. Good. I did it where one egg was looking this way and the other egg was looking that way. Beautiful. Beautiful. But the media is bad right now. It's just awful. Is that Stephen A? Hey, what do you say there, Rubberneck? Hey, Murder Hornets here. What do you say there, guy? Hey, it's Metal Head. Everybody, you doing good. Blitzkrieg Al, what do you say? Your birthday's Easter Sunday, so going camping on the beach and getting super blazed. Hey, man, I'm going to be at a beach Saturday and hopefully Sunday before the show. I'm going to go to 2 different beaches. I'm going to wear a lanyard around my neck where it says Goofon on it. Yep. Pine Island. They just rebuilt remember the hurricane from last year that I went to Pine Island and they closed it off. I'm like, what do you mean they closed? I was just in there. No, they said it's getting bad. There's going to be a high surge. And I'm like, no way. They literally moved us like 2 miles back. So I wanted to wait for it to, watch the storm come in and everything, because at the time it was coming right for us. Well, it turned a little bit, thank God, but Pine Island from that last storm got demolished. The whole beach, they redid the whole thing. Can't wait to go down there. Yeah, everything got tore up. It was just sad, sad. Really cool place, man. It's a nice little place in the middle of nowhere. Right in the Gulf. Yeah, I seen the dolphins there. I got the dolphins on video and a couple of sharks. I've got to blow my nose. Chicky. I guess the background's not going to load up. All right. Can you guys just hold on? Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. Just give me a minute. That's all I'm going to ask. I was talking to you guys and I thought you could hear me. I just realized you couldn't. All right. I had to blow my noses. That was just, it was getting bad. It was so bad, I couldn't see. Oh, and I got a big booger in my nose. This is good. Hold on, guys. Oh, oh my God. This is why you never do anything with a stuffy nose. I went to the dispensary the other day, right? And I had blown my nose, but I forgot to look in the mirror. And I'm in the dispensary talking to the people, and they're acting kind of like different. Like they're almost like laughing at it, like they had a inside joke. Like I came in late and didn't get to hear the joke, and they're still laughing about it, but they're laughing at me because I had a booger in each nose, right at the edge. Because when I went back in the car and I said, what were they laughing at? And I go, no. And I remembered I didn't look and I looked in my mirror. Sure enough, two white, wet, old man boogers. I said, that's it. I have become officially old. That stuff would never have happened in my 30s. Ever. Never. Now, you can't avoid it. I'm fighting it. I'm fighting it. It's trying to keep me down. Old age is trying to keep me down. Ain't happening. So what? A couple of people saw boogers in my nose. Big deal. Everybody's got them. I said, you know what? It's not like I was going out with them anyway. Just give me my stuff. Maybe I put the boogers there. Maybe I wanted you to see my boogers. They don't know. They don't know if they were being pranked by Booger Boy. You want to hear the worst part of it, though? You want to hear the worst part? So before I get back in the car, I didn't know that they had seen the boogers. I go back in, and they were still laughing. And she goes, yes, sir, yeah, what can I help you with? And I go, I forgot I needed to buy one of your lighters while I was here. The whole time she couldn't even look at me. She couldn't even look at me. I walked back in twice. I double shamed myself, Booger Boy. I came back in to show them my boogers again. Didn't even know it. I mean, what is wrong with me? Not checking my nose. That's something an old man does. Forgetting to check his nose after he blows it. And I almost did it again. I did. I'm sorry you had to hear about the booger story. It's not the first time it's happened to me either. I don't want to talk about it anymore. This is, I can't believe what's happening. All right. Wow, that time I think I blew my brains out. I could actually hear better now. All right, let's get back to work. So, mainstream media has become a platform of such where it doesn't matter what you do as long as you can make people come to your channel, watch your show, watch your podcast, go to your channel, go to your website, go to your Insta, go to your whatever. Because that's what it's about now. It's all about that. I said tonight we would barely get to 100. God, I'm good at this. Yeah, YouTube is really kiboshing. Who cares? Who cares? Because we're going to be here. We're not going anywhere. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're not going. I don't care anymore. We're here. We're dear. And we're truthology for ufology. Exactly. Don't forget to support the only channel that tells you things the way they're meant to be told. All right, well, now let me get back to work. All these interruptions. Let me play this for you. Larry Gert says, BS. The government has admitted no such thing. Oh, you're going to love this. Talk about fake news. Check this out. This is unbelievable what somebody did. And I didn't even. This is just a coincidence. This person posted from New Paradigm Institute says, our government now admits UFOs are real and is in possession of technologies well beyond our understanding with the ability to provide clean energy. They never said that. So Larry Gert says, bullcrap. The government has admitted no such thing. This is the fourth post in a row from you, which has said nothing. And now this, which is just another lie. If you keep saying things like this, you're going to be ignored, not just by me. The F is wrong with you. Good job, Larry. Why? Why? They take an audio clip, an AI audio clip, and they make it sound like Morgan Freeman is in a documentary saying that kind of stuff. Watch.
Our government now admits UFOs are real and is in possession of technologies well beyond our understanding, with the ability to provide clean energy.
Is that it says source, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. I don't ever remember that. Yeah, that can't be real. They're even showing a fake UFO of all things in that ad. Like, see, fake news, man. Fake news, and it's not even mainstream media. It's just people trying to drum up an interest by lying. Look, Greer says this. Greer's the one who is championing alien technology for free energy. A lot of people who have been abducted have said we need to clean up the planet, right? Because we're ruining it and the aliens want us to clean it up. It's always about cleaning the planet. Just get a big vacuum and suck it all up. Put it in a baggie, tie it to the end of a rocket, and send it out into space. Maybe it'll go in another dimension, and now we're litter bugs of the universe. These guys are interdimensional litterers. That's what we are. We are interstellar litterers, litter bugs. All right. So that's funny because I didn't even know that person. Never seen that post, but it was just a coincidence. Fake news. You know, let me tell you something. Leslie Kean says that aliens and near-death experiencers are coexisting somehow. Huh? She claims UFOs and aliens are linked with the afterlife and NDEs, near-death experiencers, which exist in another dimension. In another dimension? This article came out October 3rd, 6 months ago. I don't remember reading this. Oh, yeah, I do now. Yeah, it was an interview when they talked to Chris Leto. Yep, we talked about this. Somebody just posted it as new. Listen to this, though. Oh, yeah, this is why I wanted to play this. Just a very few moments here in the beginning of this interview. Wow, everything's jumping all over. Here we go. Shh. Ready? Everything's just so difficult, Chris, for journalists and reporters.
It's so stressful for reporters, Chris. I wish everybody out there in the UFO community who's listening would understand that even if you get wind of a story coming out, it's so unhelpful for that to be leaked on Twitter. I consider this to be as important as the 2017 story in terms of the David Grush story. I think it's just as significant and just as much of a turning point. It's just meeting with more resistance because it's asking a lot more of people to accept that there could be these programs with crash retrieved objects.
Welcome to late.
Well, there are. I don't understand. Why are people saying there's this controversy? Right? Don't you? I mean, I believe that we have stuff tucked away. Yeah. I don't understand what the problem is. Why they keep bringing it up. Like, nobody believes that we have this stuff in our possession somehow, some way, no matter where it came from. Can't trust Leslie Kean, Kuhn, whatever her name is. Can't trust her. Kuhn. You just can't, though. Not only is she a writer, right? Doesn't she work for the Pentagon? She's an employee of the government. Never trust her. Am I wrong on that? Am I wrong? People keep saying this as well. Everything that I'm reading, it's so weird how the media just changes things to make it in their favor that we're not seeing UFOs or anything. Somebody comes out, a whistleblower, and they just rip him to shreds, No evidence, but he says he saw stuff. Yeah, a lot of people do that. Absolutely extraordinary things happened 50 years ago, a couple generations ago. What is that, like 3 generations? What is a generation, 15 years? But we seem to be in a period of amnesia over certain events that took place 50, 60, 70, 20 years ago. It's like they never happened. People just, my thing is, if we just get to the evidence now, forget telling stories, okay? Kecksburg, Rendlesham, Roswell, Phoenix Lights, the China, whatever happened over there, O'Hare incident. So many UFOs with legitimate evidence. People, maybe. There's so many out there. It just can't be a lie. It's not a lie. It's a cover-up. Big difference. A lie is, they used to lie all the time, the government. Now, they cover it up. Doesn't that make sense? Like, we know, they know, we know. So now that the cat is literally out of the bag, it's more of a cover-up than a lie. It's always been. Now it's just a cover-up. Truth has been told. The evidence is the only thing we need now. 4 more whistleblowers is too many. We don't need it. It's good. We believe you. Now show us. In November of 1957, there was a UFO landing. Witness Olden Moore was taken to Washington, D.C. for an extended interview. And this is the first newspaper article about this event that took place that you're looking at right here. Let me make that. Can I make it bigger? Shut it. Sworn to secrecy, Moore says of Tripp. The wife of Olden Moore, the Huntsburg man who saw an unidentified flying object land in a Montville field 2 weeks ago, said today her husband was taken to Washington for questioning. Moore himself would not comment, claiming he is sworn to secrecy. He reported he was authorized to say that he only had talked to high officials. When asked where he talked to the officials, Moore said some of them here in my home and others someplace else. However, Moore did admit he was out of town. He said he left Thursday evening and returned Saturday morning about 11 a.m. After disclosing the times he left and returned, he said, I guess they can't do any more than throw me in jail for telling you that. I was so mad the night he left, Mrs. Moore said. He came in and he said he was going away. When I asked him where, he said he couldn't tell me. I asked him what was I supposed to do? One of the children died or something. I don't know. Then it cuts off and it says the corner of Hart Road and Route 86 in Montville Township. It was his wife who first reported his findings. She called the Geauga Sheriff's Department the next day, almost 12 hours after he asserts he saw the object. It was small, like a star, but very bright, he said. He continued, it kept getting brighter and brighter. That was when I pulled off the road and turned off the key. Moore said, it was only a matter of seconds from the time I saw it until it was looming, big like a house, in front of me. It seemed to split apart. Then one section hovered in the air over the field next to the road. Then it slowly descended to the ground, he said. Moore described the object as round with a dome in the middle. It had, he added, a bluish-green haze around it and seemed to glow like the dial of a luminous watch. Getting out of the car, he said, he started to cross the field to examine the object. Halfway there, he said, he stopped and thought about getting witnesses and returned to the car. And that's the story so far. Look at the beautiful drawing of what he drew. That's how I would draw it. I don't know how to draw either. That looks like a place where you put your thumb on it and it snaps it off like a mousetrap. Or that's a silver disc UFO. It's a one-dimensional. What a story, huh? Boy, that was a sleeper, huh? They don't make them like that anymore. There's a reason for it. Hey, 111. Ufology jumped the shark. Does anybody know what jump the shark means? We'll come back to that. I want to show you this video. Buzz Aldrin looks weird and very confused in this clip where Donald Trump talks about space. I don't think I played this video. I think I meant to when it first showed up. It was a couple of years ago, I think. 2020. Yeah. But look at the weird. Buzz Aldrin has got to be one of the weirdest people alive. No, I mean that. All right, let me rephrase that. Buzz Aldrin is one of the strangest astronauts from NASA that I've ever seen. That's right. That's better. That's a little more accurate. Ready, set, forget.
I used to say before doing what I did, I used to say, what happened? Why aren't we moving forward? Today's announcement sends a clear signal to the world that we are restoring America's proud legacy of leadership in space. At some point in the future, we're going to look back and say, how did we do it without space? The Vice President will serve as the Council's chair. The privatization of certain aspects is going to play a very crucial role, don't you think? They are truly into it. I will say that's not easy because everybody wants to be on this board. People that you wouldn't have believed loved what we're doing so much. They want to be some of the most successful people in the world want to be on this board.
They're some of the best people that ever lived that want to be on this board.
The human soul yearns for discovery. By unlocking the mysteries of the universe, we unlock truths within ourselves. That's true.
I can't wait to get
Our journey
old.
into space will not only make us stronger and more prosperous, but will unite us behind grand ambitions and bring us all closer together. Wouldn't that be nice? Can you believe that space is going to do that? I thought politics would do that. Well, we'll have to rely on space instead. Every launch into the skies is another step forward toward a future where our differences seem small.
That's what she said. Hold on. Time to. One more. Oh. I can't understand what's going on. It's like an avalanche all of a sudden. I think it's the medication I'm taking. It's breaking it up. See, it gets right up to the edge, and when I want to speak, it's going to come flying out my nose holes. Nose holes. What's this? Hey, where'd that come from? Hey, Busby, thank you very much. $10 we round up here at GoofOn. We're not like the other channels that don't. Thank you very much. Busby throwing down a $10 super chat right smack dab in the middle of the show. You couldn't get any more centered, and we say thank you. Thank you, Busby, for the $10 super sticker to GoofOn's life. Good. All over pennies. Thanks, Busby. A mucho gusto, generoso. All right. David. That's right. Fonzie is the reason Jump the Shark is a term. Now, what does it mean? It means the TV show did something that goes against the value of one of its main characters. Okay, for instance, Fonzie was the coolest guy on the planet. Taps a jukebox, starts playing. Snaps his fingers, chicks start coming over. Right? All he has to do is go, oh! And everybody starts freaking out, right? So Fonzie's got the cool. Never had to prove anything to anybody. Not Fonzie. And then one day, he did something he didn't have to do. He proved he was a man by jumping over a shark on his Harley Davidson at Al's Diner in a Shark Tank pool. When he jumped over the shark, that goes against everything Fonzie stood up for all those years Happy Days was around. They jumped the shark. So I'll give you another jump the shark. Three's Company. Show was fun. Loved it. Everybody loved it. Did you know that was a remake? Anyway, just like Office Space. Chrissy, who was played by Suzanne Summers, was there, I think, for the first 2 or 3 seasons. Renegotiating, came back. She didn't get paid what she wanted. She walked. They bring in her sister or cousin, and she was a hick from Texas or something, and it was awful. The show wasn't the same. But that's a rare show. They jumped the shark not once, not twice, but 3 times. Oh, yeah, you're going to say, no, Three's Company didn't do that. No, they did. Because then they got rid of the hick chick who wasn't that bad after all and brought in the nurse. Who the hell is she? She didn't look like she fit in anywhere in the show, but it worked. The third one, they got rid of the Ropers and brought in Mr. Furley. They jumped the shark. Now, that's a controversial jump the shark, but that's my personal belief. One more thing I want to talk about. The Price is Right. For 45 years, I watched Bob Barker. This is one of the few game shows that jumped the shark. They brought in Drew Carey when Bob Barker retired. The show sucks. I can't watch it. It's like watching a cheap version of Let's Make a Deal on The Price is Right. I think Drew Carey's awful. Awful as a host on The Price is Right. Now, he did another game show, I can't remember, but I remember liking it. He was good on that. Oh, yeah, whose line is it anyway? But that was comedy, not a game show. Drew Carey is overrated. Anyway, why are we talking about this? Nothing to do with ufology. We got into that because we were talking about how the media is going to say whatever it wants, and even the media jumped the shark. There it is. We tied it all in. We tied it. David knew. He got it. Grazie. Grazie. Grazie, David. David. Oh, David. You're coming to the light, David. The Bambino. Don't forget the Bambino. David, who is the Bambino? I know what you know it means. But why is that coming to me? Who's the baby? Who's the baby in your life? It just came to me, bro. The baby in you. And I'm not talking about what happened to you with all that. Could it be a baby's on the way? You're going to be a grandpa? Oh, you're going to be a grandpa in my visions. David Wilcox is going to have a baby Wilcox. Not him. Somebody may have. Bambino, why am I thinking a baby? Oh, man. You know, this is when I get psychic. This is the time of year. Always. January, February for me, Even March stinks, but April and May, ask me anything, man. I'm good. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow's Friday. Saturday, maybe. Maybe Saturday. Oh, I got a UFO sighting. I got a UFO sighting right here. From Ecuador. On March 11th, the day after my birthday. This is a good sighting, my friend. You are going to see a dot do some things that you never saw a dot do. This dot is not a dit dot, but it's a do dot. You're going to see the dot do dings that you never saw a dot do before. I don't know. I was trying to make something out of nothing. All right, here we go. In 4, it's from Jaime Maussan. Who? Jaime. What? Maussan. Oh, the doomy guy. No. The Moomy guy. Jaime Moomy Maussan. Bringing us more lies. Is this a square in the sky? Or is this... Hey, you know what? That looks like a movie ticket. See that right there? Go.
La tarde del lunes 11 de marzo del 2024, desde la ciudad de Quito, capital de la nación sudamericana de Ecuador, el joven José Cedeño tuvo la oportunidad de registrar las maniobras de un extraño objeto, el cual gira de manera extraordinaria. Observe con atención. En un análisis a la toma, disminuyendo la velocidad y realizando un gran acercamiento, podemos apreciar que se trata de una extraña estructura compuesta de 2 discos entrelazados, los cuales giran velozmente sobre su propio eje, incluso
Anybody? What does anybody know? Anybody think that's something important? What do you think this is? I think I've seen something like this before on a video, but you can see it reminds me of jacks, you know? Bouncy ball jacks. What's this? Dorsencheri cappuccino, botta resalla bafangul, frigabella butana. Dorba, dorsencheri kia. Bava la santa rapari, caramarciani. Dunte de basere, torta puntera la boluna. Dorsencheri ski jacks. Oh, look at this. Ditoro sincero, pitoro vibration. What? It's 4th and 2, and it's on the Dallas. 1st and 15 at the 45-yard line. It looks like they're going to go for it here on 1st down. Well, they usually do. What the hell's going on? What? Why is that here? Hut! Oh, there was a penalty. Holding. Number 66. Right tackle. Up there. False start. Number 89. Here you've got 2 objects. One on the right. One on the left. They seem to be spinning, rotating, turning, spinning. It looks like we're back in the year 1978. There's Danny White, Chuck Pearson, Randall Hill. Ah, esta, con queso. What is it? Lavon más tarde ensalada. It's 3rd and 13. It looks like they're gonna... Oh, it's cloudy day. We see a couple of loons in the sky. Can we go back to the football game, Ese? I want to know. Never mind. In Quito, Ecuador, the Marza, and then in Michigan on the October 28th of 1979. So, you got it about 50 years earlier. The same object showing up in Ecuador. And What do you think, guys? Bob Marley calling it out. Okay, yeah, that's not real, Busby. Busby's talking about these two birds flying in front of the bridge that went down, and they just vanished on the live feed. Well, yes and no. Come to find out, I know what happened. That was on a loop. What they did, they had the camera on the tripod. They recorded 10 seconds of the ship and just kept it on a loop. And that's exactly what happened. That's not the first time stuff has disappeared because of something like that happening on the news. But yeah, that's all it is. It was just, it was in a loop. So when the loop restarted, the birds just happened to be in front of the screen. It doesn't, even if they did disappear, what are we going to say then? If the birds disappeared there, does that mean there's like some sort of energy portal there? See, that would be cool. Then we'd have to wonder, but it really wasn't a glitch in the Matrix. I know, I saw that too. I wish it was real. Good eyes, though. I'm glad you brought that up, because if I didn't know about it, I would have wanted to see it. So never hold stuff in if you think that's very useful to the show. I may not see it all the time because it's hard for me to look in the chat room while I'm doing the show. But yeah, I mean, appreciate that. Good eye. Glad you brought it up. All right, let's so the sightings I just showed you, I don't know. I've seen toys like this. There's toys. Right? They have toys like this. There's a thing that it's like on a slingshot, and you shoot it up or you press on this thing and it pushes it up in the air with like all this. You set it on top of a pipe, and on the end it's got this plunger thing, and the harder you hit it, more air will go up in the pipe and push the thing. And when it goes up, the air hits it such a way it spins, and then usually it would make it take off. It was an old Japanese flying thing that when I think my cousin worked in Korea or something and brought it home. Yeah. Yeah, it was a cool toy. It broke very easily, though. Yeah, it was made out of it's like paper mache or something. It was really cheap. Ufology jumped the shark. Oh no! What? Oh, here's why. Are you ready for this? Just when you thought ufology didn't have enough podcasts out there, they bring you a new one with Fred Durst and Billy Corgan. Limp Bizkit and Smashing Pumpkins frontmen will host new podcast about UFOs. Makes you wonder why. Those guys are very wealthy. Why? Do they know something we don't know? I'm serious. I'm not playing games on that. I think Billy Corgan has had some incredible experience with something he couldn't explain. I remember him telling somebody about, I think it was Joe Rogan on his show, talking about some sort of UFO or entity, right? Do you guys remember that? Fred Durst? I bet you anything it'll be a great show. It better not be on at 7 o'clock, though. I will move. I will change. Oh, we might be changing the time still to 5. I'm still thinking about changing it. I don't know yet. I don't know. But what I know is people in the UK, it'll be a lot easier for them. So instead of it being midnight when the show starts, it'll end at midnight, start at 10. I don't know. I'm just trying to make it easier for everybody and myself. Can you believe this, though? That those guys are doing a show on UFOs? I got to play you something that is just beautiful. Keanu Reeves was asked, I don't know if you guys saw this, but it might be the best answer I've ever heard. What do you think happens when we die? His answer, it really is the best thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm not kidding.
What do you think happens when we die, Keanu Reeves?
I know that the ones who love us will miss us.
That's the best answer I ever heard. Best answer I ever heard. He avoided it. He avoided the answer with the best answer you could ever give. I know the ones that love us are going to miss us the most. Dude, right on. You can see what's his name is like, he thought about it and he's like, shit, that's incredible. And he shakes his hand because it really was that good. That was the best answer I've ever heard for that question. What surprises me is that I've never heard it before. I do. I think it's a touching answer. It is. It's a great answer. I think Keanu Reeves is the shit. I met that guy. I was an extra in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I met him. Everybody in that movie. It was cool. A lot of fun. It was the best 4 days. All right. George Carlin, I met him. That was cool. The guy who made the Freddy Krueger hand, you know, the knives, the same guy who built the antenna for their phone booth. He told us, me and my friend Todd, this was 1987, 86-ish, 88-ish, around there. He says, there's going to be Jason versus Michael Myers. And there's going to be 20 of them. And they're going to fight in space. I said, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I think at the time there was only 2 of them out at the time. 2 or 3, maybe 4. I don't know. But I'm like, this guy's out of his freaking mind. But he was right. All right. Let's see. This says, play the beginning of this clip, it tells me. Oh, I already did. We did that already. All right. Let's move on. Play beginning. No. This is real. It is requested that the action be taken to destroy all copies of Top Secret Intelligence Report number 100-20379, subject, analysis of flying object incident in the U.S. Incidents. This is from the National Archives. Wow. It says, Air Force, it is requested that action be taken to destroy all copies of Top Secret Intelligence Report 100-20379, analysis of flying object incidents in the U.S. That is a legitimate document. See? We don't need whistleblowers. The stuff is out there already. Please, just show us. Please, just tell us. Are they archaeological? Are they still alive and with us today, living, somewhere else? I tell you what, you know what the government can do? I'll tell you how they do it. I got it. I figured it out. The government can tell all of us have everybody sign an NDA. Right? Sign an NDA. You can't tell anybody. That's all you got to do. I can even do one better. All right. You don't have to tell all 330 million Americans. Just tell the head of the household and let them tell whoever they want. There you go. That's how you do it. See, we can have disclosure. We just need to all sign NDAs. That's it. They could sue us, or even worse, throw us in jail if we tell anybody. And there's a $1 million reward for anyone that turns somebody in for telling them. Did you hear about the aliens? Hit the red button. Boom. It's all recorded. That's how you keep people from sharing a secret. NDAs. I got it. Head bombs. I think I seen it in that movie, that show, The Boys. Oh, please come out with season 4. It was supposed to come out in April. Please, please, please. I'm so dying for my alternate personality, Homelander. I'm sorry, but I am Homelander. I am that guy. Not really. But if I had those superpowers, I could be. He is ruthless. He's very mean. He's very, very childish. I'm not either. I am not. Elite commandos recovered UFO in secretive operation, claims ex-paratrooper. This article came out yesterday by John O'Sullivan, and this is from the Irish Star. Hey, a former British Army paratrooper made the bombshell claim that an elite team of British commandos recovered a crashed UFO in the late 80s. I know this story. Frank Milburn, formerly of the British Army's Parachute Regiment, relayed a confession allegedly made to him by a member of MI6 E Squadron who told Milburn his unit recovered a UFO in northern England. Milburn's claims of recovered UFOs were similar to U.S. military whistleblower David Grush's testimony in front of the Congress. The craft wasn't Russian, they told RAF. British or Americans John and his team, have been told by the Royal Air Force that a craft which wasn't Russian, British, or American had been downed. He said they were tasked to secure and retrieve the craft in the north of England. They were flown in by helicopter. They established a cordon, a perimeter, and they approached the craft. He didn't describe the craft. He just said it was obvious it was non-human. And it was obvious that there were occupants who fled the scene on foot. Whatever you call it, he said. Milburn provided more context in the interview. He said, then it became a task of tracking down these beings to try to bring them into custody. Part of the unit was left protecting the craft. They would have left maybe 6 to 8 blokes. They would have left maybe 6 to 8 blokes to cordon the craft. And the others would have been on foot, quad bikes, or 4x4s, trying to track down these aliens that escaped from it, with helicopters supporting. He said after that it was totally passed over. He said scientists and technicians came in and it was completely out of our hands. We were flown away by helicopter and we knew nothing more after that. Milburn cited supporting other whistleblowers as the motivation behind his coming forward However, the British Ministry of Defense denied any knowledge of ET salvage operations. They are, well, not aware of any salvage operations with materials of unexplained origin, the MOD said in a statement. What do you say in the world today takes everything you got? Wouldn't you say you'd like to be Shirley with the snot? Wouldn't you like to blow my nose? It's time to go away. I can't breathe out my nose. And I feel it in my toes. What do you think I do in between the shows that you are seeing? Everything I show you means that I'm blowing my nose. All right. I am looking for this 23-minute mark. What time is it? Oh, it's 8:30. Oh my God, it's 8:30? It's already an hour and a half, the show. I thought it was just after the top of the hour. Oh, I must have been doing a lot of blah, blah, right? I'm sorry. Is that it? Do we have any more? Any more stuff we could talk about? Of course. This is how fake the media is. Let me show you. I meant to show this to you earlier while I was talking about it. Do you guys know Michael Rappaport? He's a kind of like a niche actor who you'll know when you see his face. This guy, who once was a pretty cool guy, I thought, turned out to be a real putz. Like a real shyster. Just listen to this. If I explain it, I'll confuse it more. Let's just say this. He's being paid to say something on his podcast. He's a big influence, a lot of people, to say something that's a lie. And he goes, you know how much I get paid to say this? You know how much I need to get that? Somebody was recording him and he didn't know it. And he was on the phone with someone. Check it out. This is fake news all day, every day.
Got caught admitting to taking money from Israel to be racist against Palestinian people. Listen.
Price for the videos I've been getting. If I say Israel, you got to pay me a certain price. If I say Zionist, you pay me a certain price. If I say Zionist, Israel, and Jewish, that's the big three, I get paid for that. Right. Same as always. Yeah, just keep paying me the same thing. Zionist, Israel, Jewish, you pay me. No problem. If I do what if I do a watermelon emoji and if I say something about fuck Palestine? If I say fuck Palestine on camera, okay, you're gonna give me more. Okay, cool. Fucking film me.
What do you think? I know. It sucks, doesn't it? So, knowing and seeing and hearing how it actually played out right there, there are so... If you ever seen the TV show or series, rather, on Netflix called The House of Cards, it is so unbelievably good until season 5. COVID hit. And it just ruined the flow of the show. And Kevin Spacey got in trouble, so they had to get rid of him. And well, the show got a little... jumped the shark is what it did. The show jumped the shark on season 5 of... But if you watch the first... You watch it all. It's still good. It's just different. But the first 4.5, 5 seasons... Unreal. And I bet what's happening in the House of Cards, it's all about handshake deals going on behind the scenes and with the journalists and politicians and the president. I mean, it is really good. And I know in this heart here that shit is really happening in life. Real life. You got to watch. If you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth it. House of Cards is phenomenal. Phenomenal. I always liked the wife. I can't remember her name. She's great in everything, though. I could watch her all day. No, she's just a great actress. She's good. Oh, man. Oh, I forgot about these stories. Okay. Joe Rogan on the darkest theory on UFOs with Aaron Rodgers. He's the quarterback. I don't think I've ever seen this clip. I just took it because it had UFO in it.
The darkest theory is one that Lazar talked about. He said when he was working on these back engineered crafts, what they use us as is vessels. We hold souls, and that this is essentially a farm. They develop souls through us. When we die, it transcends and becomes whatever they are in whatever space they exist in. This is one of the crazier stories that has to do with religion that's attached to the UFO phenomenon. Some of these people think these things have always been here and they're a part of our history, and that this idea that they're coming here on these metal crafts from another planet is not necessarily the whole picture. That it might be some of that. If we get to the point where we have created intelligence, digital intelligence that exists in some sort of a physical form.
You know, they talk about some of the stories in the ancient texts and in the Bible. They, you know, they don't have the words to explain like what a spaceship is. It's like a chariot in the sky.
So true. So true. I love the ancient theories. See, because to me it makes sense that here's what we'll never know. Here's what I found out. Here's what I heard. So I was watching this, I think it was a docu-series, and it said every 10,000 years, like, let's say we are gone. Humans are done. Everything remains here, the cars, the infrastructure, the buildings, right? They said in 10,000 years, everything would have grown over. The earth would have probably devoured most of everything, and it would be almost impossible to tell there was a human civilization here from space. I'm not sure if that's accurate, but 10,000 years is a long time. Very long time. They say it only takes 100 years for a skyscraper to be taken over by the earth before it starts to crumble. 10 years, infrastructure starts to break down. By 100, the whole thing's gone, they say. Have you ever seen that show, Life Without Humans? You guys should check that out. It's really good. They run over all the possibilities of what would happen. Humans, if they were gone for like 24 hours. So they start out with like a day, you know. Well, after a few days, the diesel fuel will go out that's keeping the nuclear reactor waters cold, and then that water will heat up and cause a meltdown. And the next thing you know, the nuclear reactors start going off and toxifying the air. It's a whole disaster that's just terrible, terrible what'll happen if we all just disappeared. Anyway, just look for that show. Life Without Humans. I think it's on Lifetime. I think it's on Discovery or something like that. But hold on a second. Let's take a look here. I thought I heard this. I thought I heard $4.20 jingle in there. Ben! He says, I'm out with family, been listening, so I haven't been in chat, but I made sure I listen, and it doesn't matter what time you're on or when, I'll watch. Remember you ending the show at 3 a.m. here? I used to watch and been watching since COVID, so the time won't stop me from watching Goof On. From Ben! Thank you, brother. $4.20. Attaboy. Hello, Ben and friends and family. I hope you're listening in the car or on the speaker of the phone. Akuta matata. Mucho gusto. El bene generoso. Grazie, Ben. And on PayPal, preferred of all places. Grazie. Grazie. If somebody throws down $1,000 on PayPal, I'll throw in a t-shirt. But it has to be in the USA. Do you know how expensive it is to ship a shirt to the UK? $25 to ship a shirt. I know, it's ridiculous. It's one of the reasons why I never put the shop up, because a shirt would have to be $40 if it would. I just couldn't do it to you guys. But I still have the store. Still have it on hold. Just need to publish it. Yep. I'll probably change some things in there before. I think I'm actually, and this is I'm not joking around this time. I think the first day of summer, I'm going to open up the Goof On store. So in 3 months, there'll be a store. It'll be hats, mugs, t-shirts, blankets, socks, pillows, thermoses, lunch boxes, paper plates, paper maches, aliens, keychains, rulers. I'm kidding. I'm joking. It's just going to be a few things. Well, thank you, Ben. PayPal's the bomb. Appreciate it. Hey, the background finally showed up. Wow, this shirt is really purple. I look totally old. God, I have no tan. Well, maybe I'll get a tan this weekend. Well, I'll be on the beach. It's supposed to be 80 degrees. That's it. 80 for the rest of the week. All right. What time is it? 8:44. A ghost. Okay, this is a good one. Oh, which one do I play? I'll do this one. Family has a surreal moment as they watch this break up over their house. This is nothing to sneeze at, but it's fun. I love these things.
That's fucking so cool. What is that? Yeah.
Pretty cool right there. That's a great shot. Love that. Love it. All right, let me get the other one, because the other one I have is really good. Let's get rid of these. Get rid of that. That's all right. Let's get rid of that. All right, ghost captured on camera. Ah, yeah. All right. How come I haven't seen one of these yet? I'll give you a hint. A guy's driving down the road. What do you think he's going to see towards the side or even in the middle of the road?
Home late one evening when his dash cam recorded something truly chilling. He is a talented musician in Mexico and often drives home late from venues. The highway he was driving down has had numerous fatal car accidents, and there are several reports that people have seen mysterious apparitions cross the road. While he was driving, he thought he saw something on the side of the road, but it happened so fast that he was unsure what he saw.
Whoa! I didn't expect that. What is that thing?
Just moments into the video, it appears as though a woman is running.
Oh, her hands are out. She's got no head.
On the side of the busy highway in a very peculiar way.
Oh, wow.
Her arms are outstretched, and she is wearing a traditional type of dress. Some of his viewers even mention she appears to have no head. Paranormal or not, the footage is definitely creepy.
Yeah, that is kind of cool, huh? There was this one. Oh, I hope I have it. There was a guy on his motorcycle and he sees something in the road, but he couldn't avoid it. Literally, the ghost went into him, like the camera and everything. Let me see if I got it. Man, the weapons, John McCain. What? Ghost captured on camera. I think this is it. Yes, I got it. Oh, that was good timing. This is really cool. I believe this is it. This is really amazing. It's real. This isn't fake. I don't care what anybody says.
Let me tell you something, brother.
Stop it.
Well, they're thinking it's fake and I haven't even seen it yet, brother.
Nobody's your brother.
Was riding his motorcycle home at 3 a.m. when something unexpected took place.
The witching hour!
The road he was riding down with his friends is rumored to be haunted due to the various fatal accidents that have occurred over the years.
But of course.
He always wears a camera on his helmet and loves to upload his biking videos to social media.
Oh, this is so good.
This video that he captured would be very different from all the rest. As he's making his way down the road, he sees someone in the middle of the street who is not responding to his flashing lights.
Whoa! What the
As he drives down the road, he sees someone in the middle of the street, but they aren't moving out of the way after he repeatedly flashed his lights. Soon, the mysterious figure steps into his bike and completely vanishes. What's even more creepy is that when he reviewed his camera footage, he noticed the person had no
facial features. Kind of see a nose right there. Saggy eyes, black around it. Almost like he's got a mask on. It looks like a Nacho Libre mask. That's what it looks like. Nacho Libre mask on him. But it just disappeared into the bike, like right into the guy. That was pretty wild stuff, man. You can't deny that. That wasn't fake. That really happened. And if you deny it, then you're denying yourself fun. Because it's fun. When that stuff is real like that, do you know what that does to me? It energizes me. It makes me feel like, you know what? There's something still going on. I'm still interested. How can I leave? I can't leave. We're going to keep going. We're never going to stop. Is anybody from... Hold on. Animals... Oh, that's tomorrow's show. Tomorrow's show. Tomorrow's show. What are we doing tomorrow? Tomorrow's a good one. What's happening? Hold on, let me get back there. Tomorrow's show. I know I made it. I posted it already. What are we doing? Phenomenon. Phenomenon. Oh, tomorrow. If you know UFO grifters lie to make money, why support it over and over? And then on the thumbnail, I say, why do people trust him, Jeremy Corbell? Like, what's the point if it's all lies? I'm asking Jeremy on the banner. What's the point of it all? Why are you doing this to us? Right? Why is he lying? Why does he show that everyone has been debunked? Was it 9, I think? 9 times Jeremy Corbell has come forward with UFO evidence that has been debunked. The only thing that hasn't been debunked, because it's really debunks itself, was the radar when he said swarm. There's a swarm of them around the USS Russell, and they were 15 of them were captured on radar, and then they show the radar, and there was only 3. They were going like 100 knots, airplane speed. So, and no maneuvering, just straight line, everything. And what is the psychology of wanting to believe somebody like Jeremy. And why do people still give him a voice? Why? They don't know any better. He's still making it to CNN, MSNBC, and everywhere. He does an hour or two every year with Ron Hoon in Arizona on a Sunday. He does it all across the country for all these channels. He really does do a lot, and I don't get it. What I don't get is why they are even in business anymore. We don't need them. If they're going to lie, I'd rather have no news. I'd rather have news that you post. Why don't we do that? Why doesn't somebody have a thing called I guess they do, Facebook, Twitter. I'm talking people news. Have something like maybe even make a website. News for the people, by the people, for the people. Or news by the people, for the citizen. You know what I mean? And then you guys tell the story. That's what journalism can be, because any one of us can be press. We're all born with that right. First Amendment. Do you know the First Amendment? Do you know it has 5 parts to it? And you know how you remember it all? RAPPS, RAPS. Right to assembly. Right? Freedom of speech. Well, then what is A? What is A? I can't remember what A is. I'm having a brain freeze. Anyway, it's RAPS, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, the freedom to assemble, that's the A, and the freedom to petition, and the freedom of speech, the freedom of press, PPS. Religion, assemble, press, petition, and speech. There's 5 elements to the First Amendment. If you ask a cop what the First Amendment is, 99 out of 100 don't know it. They actually swear an oath to uphold our constitutional rights. You know where I'm going right now? Can you feel me? You know it's coming. That's right. I'm getting you guys pumped up for the new channel that's coming out very soon. Very soon. Oh, maybe April 1st, something like that. Nope, not going to tell you what it is, but you guys can figure it out, but you can't tell anybody. But what I want to do is show you what I will be doing, in a way. All right. And why I'm doing it. Why I'm doing it. I'm pulling it up. I didn't know I was going to do this. I know, maybe I will, maybe I won't. I tell you what, I'll do it right now, and then we'll get out of here. Let's see if this is it. I didn't expect to do this tonight. Oh, I don't know if I could show you this. But this isn't what I'll be doing. But I want to show you something. I normally wouldn't. You know what? Shit. Check it out. This is what somebody in the community called Delete Laws is doing. He just got thrown in jail for 6 months by a corrupt judge. The guy didn't even break the law, but because he's an auditor, they threw him in jail. Illegally.
You don't know the difference because you're a kid. It's a retort. Say something. Sir, nothing. Suck my dick. You're a...
Oh, I'm sorry. There is severe language in this, and I thought this was the edited version. I think the F words are, I'm so sorry. He is so brutal. You know, I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to do it. Sorry about that. I thought this was the fully edited one. Never mind. Never mind. That's not what I will be doing. That's just somebody doing it in a way that is just not my speed. You don't have to be mean to the police. I'm not going to be mean. I'm going to be funny. That's why I'm going to be different than every other constitutional person out there. I've got lines that I came up with to rebuttal these guys in a funny way. I'm going to make them laugh. I'm not going to get arrested. But my rights were violated several times, videotaping in public places, and I was told to leave the area, but I didn't know my rights. I was young. When I was young, I was accused of something I didn't do and was falsely accused and went through a lot of stuff and wound up suing and winning. But I was wrongly accused of something. And then when the actual people stopped lying and finally came out and said, no, it wasn't Rich, it was somebody else. Of course, I was let go, thank God, but I was wrongly being accused of something. I tell you, it's the worst feeling. I could have been gone for 3 to 5 years. Yeah. If found guilty in what they were accusing me of, I could have. Sad. You're not innocent until you're proven guilty. You're guilty until you're proven innocent in this country, and I believe in every country. I don't like it. I don't like it. Let me show you this. See if this is one. No, I don't want to watch that. I do have a video I want to show you, though. I have some good UFO stuff still to talk about, but these are for tomorrow's show. You know, there wasn't much to say about the media. You know the media. Everybody knows the media is fake news. I just wanted to bring it up tonight because we're lied to constantly. Sure, they can't lie and get away with it. Sure, but they do. When it comes to important stuff, they lie. They lie to cover up things about the president. They avoid telling us things that we need to know. When Trump was the president, what did we see? All they did was talk about Trump. And the Russia hoax, that was a lie. They lied. Everything they said was a lie. It was oh my God, a lie. Oh, man. All right. Here's the video. I think I found it. Yeah, here it is, I think. Anyway, here's a cop just being mean. Just lying. I don't remember this. This was from a week ago, and I never played it.
Saying that I can't be close to you guys. None. And I'm far enough away from that squad car.
You're hindering our ability because, nope.
Hindering what ability?
Because we can't work while we have to pay attention to you.
Don't pay attention to me. I'm not talking to you guys one bit. I'm on public sidewalk.
So what's happening is the guy's on a sidewalk 20 feet from a traffic stop. By law, you only have to be 8 to 10 feet. There's no 21-foot rule. That's a rumor that's been going around. But 10 feet. The 21-foot rule is a rule that cops like, because they say 21 feet, if you had a knife and started to charge a cop from 21 feet away, they say that by the time the cop draws the gun and the knife wielder is about to stab the cop, it's a tie. They will meet at the same. So they like 21 feet because they have a fighting chance. But the law, there isn't one, but 10 feet is the general rule of thumb. The distance you have to stay away from a cop. So if a cop pulled you over, I could stand in a public setting on the sidewalk or on the easement and record the cops pulling you over. There's nothing you can do about it. This guy's on a public sidewalk. The only way you can be told to move on a public sidewalk is if you don't have business. You can't just stand there and block the sidewalk. You have to have a purpose. Recording is your purpose. And recording in public cannot be deemed suspicious. It's the law. It's in the law. So if you're recording somebody's house from the sidewalk and they call the cops on you, is it unusual? Yeah. But you're not breaking the law. You have to create your own privacy. So you have to pull your drapes closed so nobody can look inside your home. That's the law. Anywhere you stand in public, whatever your eyes can see, even if it's private property or a government building, you're allowed to record it from public. You're not allowed to go on the property, private property, and record it, but you can do it from a public setting. This cop is giving an unlawful order by telling him to move back. He's already far enough away. And I even think he'll ask him for ID, which they can ask, but can't demand it. You only give ID. The only time you ever have to give ID is if you're getting pulled over by law. You have to give your ID no matter what. And the only way they can get your ID, demand it on public property, is if you broke the law. And nobody has the right or the power to remove you from public property unless you break the law. And what these cops always say is, like, because you could go into the Capitol building and they'll call the cops on you, even though it's publicly funded and you pay for it with your tax dollars. These people don't know the law. So they try to violate your rights, and the cops come in and they don't know the law. And they tell you, you got to leave. No, I don't. Yes, you have to leave. You're being trespassed. No, that's not how trespassing works, sir. And then they always do this. If you were in Walmart and Walmart told you to leave, you have to leave. Yeah, you're right. That's a privately owned business. I'm in Congress. I'm in a public building, and it's not business. They don't do business here. They have a service. Okay? So this is public service, not a business. I know they make money, but it's a service. And public property, anything that's paid by tax-funded dollars or the government funded, it's public. You're allowed to go in lawyers in foyers, hallways, and any public place, and you're allowed to record. But these people, they violate your rights. So what you're seeing here is a cop not understanding what the law is, but his ego. Now, this is the biggest problem with police. They have the biggest egos on the planet. They put on the tin badge, they wear the gun, they put on the clown costume, and now all of a sudden, they have qualified immunity. What is that? Oh, they could kill you and not go to jail. They could violate your rights and not get in trouble. They could Well, shoot your dog or go on your property without your permission and act like they didn't know, and they're saved by qualified immunity. It's a right to be irresponsible. It gives them the right to violate your rights, and it gives them the right not to be sued for doing something wrong, like shooting you in the back 15 times. So this is the problem with this guy. His ego just won't let the guy be. He's got to flex his ego. Now, this cop is saying you're obstructing. You're interfering with my traffic stop. How? The guy asks. Because I can't focus on the driver and watch you at the same time. It's for officer safety, he says. Well, your ADD is not my problem, officer. I didn't say anything. I'm just standing here at a very good distance away, recording my public official in the course of their duties, which is my God-given right. I was born with that right. Did you know that? Give me your ID. What crime did I commit? You didn't. I want to see who I'm talking to. No. My Fourth Amendment says only if I break the law, I need to give you my ID. Well, you ain't going anywhere. You don't have the right to detain me. You're obstructing. I cannot focus on this traffic stop with you staring at me with your camera in your hand. They always go, it's officer safety. But what about their safety? I'm recording them because you shoot people in the back. I never shot anybody. You know what I mean. People who wear that costume. You violate rights. I'm making sure you're not going to violate their rights. That's all I'm doing. Just ignore me. I'm not even here. I'm standing. I tell you what, I'll give you 15 feet. They're not allowed to push you far away that you can't hear what's going on. You have a right as a journalist, because we're all journalists. We're born with that right to be press. So once you tell them, hey, I'm press, they'll say, where's your press pass? It is the dumbest question you could ever ask. Nobody issues press passes. Only the company you work for gives you the thing you wear around your neck. They make it. It's not from the government. The government doesn't issue press passes because you are born with the God-given right to be press, and you have the God-given right to record pigs in clown costumes. Now, I respect police. I love police. My father was a dirty cop, but there's not that many good ones out there anymore. Hey, I'll showcase the good cops and the bad cops, but it's pretty bad out there right now. Anyway, we'll finish here. So the cop's walking up to him saying, get back, stand back.
I am not interfering with your guys' business. Stay out of mine.
You're obstructing.
I am not. I haven't said one.
Oh, by the way, obstruction, it's a physical act. Cops say that and arrest people for obstructing all the time, and it gets thrown out. The only way you can obstruct verbally what a cop is doing is if you threaten anybody in the area, if you try to tell the person they're talking to, the person who's pulled over, if you try to help them escape or get out of a situation, you're not allowed to do that verbally. You can't be violent, but you're allowed to say anything you want. First Amendment, freedom of speech. And forgot what else I was going to say. But anyway, here he goes trying to, obstruction. And so he says you're obstructing. The cop thinks because he's not focusing on the driver. He says, I have to watch you and the driver. I can't. My office, it's officer safety. So the cop's logic, the way they're taught and trained wrong, is to violate your rights. And it's a bully tactic. Now, if this guy didn't know his rights, he'd probably be arrested. But because if you know your rights, they back down because cops are allowed to lie to you. They're allowed to lie. So, it sucks, but it's true. Here we go.
word to you guys. Not one.
We gotta pay attention to them.
Pay attention to them, not me.
Back up.
I'm backing up 10 feet. That's it. I ain't backing up no further.
I just asked you to back up so
I
you
did.
guys can work.
I did back up. I ain't backing up no further.
Okay. I don't know what jollies you get out of recording.
You know what?
The fact to
Go work.
Don't tell me what to do.
Don't tell me what to do.
Back up.
I'm backed
So
up.
you got your hand in your pocket.
Yeah, so?
Take your hand out of your pocket.
There's no log inside.
Take your hand out.
Look at this coward. Look at him. This is what I can't stand. He knows what the guy's doing. He's got a camera in his hand. But officer safety, that always comes first. Officer safety. You don't have to take your hand out of your pocket. But when you got a triggered guy like this who's got his hand on his gun, I recommend you take your hand out of your pocket because this guy is a snowflake. And the sad thing is, he's got stripes. This is a guy who's violating somebody's rights for doing absolutely nothing wrong. Cops don't like transparency. If you notice this cop, he doesn't even have a camera on. He doesn't have a body cam. He doesn't have a shoulder cam. He doesn't have a neck cam. No camera. This cop is used to violating people's rights. Now he's on camera. He didn't like being showed up. The ego always will show itself.
Out of your pocket.
No log
Put your
against
hand
that.
behind your back. You're under arrest.
Oh my God, that is so unbelievable.
What?
Obstructing.
Obstructing. Fortunately, I know how that ends. The guy, they dropped the charges and the guy got $5,000. They dropped it and then he sued for 25 grand. There's something like certain things that people get wrongly arrested for. Like certain courts give like $5,000, $25,000. They're like, okay, we'll cut a deal, give them 10 grand. It's like the going rate for unlawfully detaining somebody or arresting somebody. It's weird. It's bad. So again, that's the kind of police that I don't want in my community. And where I live, the cop shop has a super bad rating. I'm really worried. It's 2.9. 2.9 stars out of 5. That's bad. Bad. And the funny thing is, when I go on there, all the ones they show you, they delete all the bad ones. I'm like, wait a minute. You don't even have 3 stars. Where are all the bad comments? So I'm going to pay them a visit tomorrow or the next day. But what I'm going to be doing more of is being out in public and talking to people in public and recording them. And they'll get mad that I'm recording them, but I'll be on a public sidewalk. But hopefully we could educate people. The cops will come because people always call the cops. So I'll be recording In-N-Out Burger, other restaurants along the walkway. You know, they have outside restaurants along these malls that are outside. So that's what I'm going to be doing in a few places. I also will be going to the Orlando airport. They like to violate people's rights at the airport. You're allowed to go in the airport because it's publicly owned, so it's publicly accessible. But they hate people recording, and they'll violate your rights. So I want to go there. I've got a few places that were recommended I go to. So I'll be going to Pasco County Sheriff's Department probably Saturday or Sunday. Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. Monday I'm going there. I got somebody who wants to meet me down there. So yeah, some people emailed me and contacting me about wanting to be like my backup, my shadow. So when I'm doing my thing, they'll be recording me doing it too. So you should always go with somebody else. I shouldn't be doing it by myself, but I will be for a while. But on that Monday, I'll be doing it with that person. That'll be cool. But anyway, that's it for tonight. I don't know if I'm going to work out tonight. Probably take one more night off, but we'll see. Thank you very much for hanging out. Hey, 8 Infinity 8 and 8 Infinity 8. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. And we'll be back at 7. What's up? Welcome to the show. And thank you, moderators and super chatters, for a really good night. Thank you. Let me see if I missed anything. Nope. So I appreciate the support as always. And that's it. Newcomers and everybody else, thank you. We do it here Oh, truthology for ufology. For you. And that's it. Be good. We're starting the weekend, right? Tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow. Don't forget, Alien Girl in the morning, 7 a.m. on YouTube. Be good, be kind, and enjoy Good Friday. A Good Friday! Alien bless!
There's look at this thing. It's rotating.
What was in the skies over Jerusalem, and why did it sound like treasured sites in Christianity?